everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Getting to Know Your Leaders. So glad that you've tuned in today. Hey, I have sitting beside me is one of our real unsung heroes, my friend Jim. Jim, tell folks what you do at the Life Center.
Okay, well, hello folks. I work in the food pantry. My job is with stocking the shelves. I'm the leader for that effort. We do that every week prior to the shoppers coming in later in the week. So work with volunteers to get everything stocked.
Yep, he's here faithfully every Tuesday morning for sure,
Yes.
Probably other occasions as well. How long have you been involved, Jim, in serving in various components of the Life Center Food Pantry?
I would say 2 to 3 years I've been doing that. Started out as a helper to do the stocking.
Yeah. That's a lot of cans of green beans you've seen in your
That's
days,
right.
isn't it?
More than I want to count.
So how did you first get involved? What kind of drew you to that area of ministry? What's the background to that? Have you always enjoyed helping people, or was there an event or something that happened that kind of changed that?
Well, all my adult life being involved in church is just part of our life. And so we want to do more than just attend on Sunday morning. So I looked for something to do, and I knew about the food pantry, and I realized there were a lot of things to do in there, including stocking the shelves. It's sort of a job that most people don't see. And I thought, well, I'll do that. That's fine. And as a retiree, my schedule is usually flexible enough that I can make it over here when that work needs to be done.
All right, perfect. What do you enjoy the most about it, Jim?
What I enjoy the most is when I come in, like for example, today's a Tuesday, I come in and see that there are empty spots on the shelves. That means we've helped somebody in the past week. I don't personally see the shoppers, as I call them, or folks who do come and shop, but to see things have gone off the shelf tells me people have been in and somebody gets to eat, and especially families with kids get to eat. So that's what I enjoy.
Sounds like it's a great sense of satisfaction and joy you get just seeing food go to hungry tummies, Jim. That's outstanding. All right, so I'm going to ask you now a series of just 7 questions. I call these the Life Center 7. There's no right or wrong answer, Jim. This is just to help our folks to get to know you better. So the first question, what's the best book you've ever read, Jim?
I'd have to say the Bible.
Yeah. So the Bible would jump to the top of the list. Best book Jim's ever read? The Bible. Not a bad place to start. All right, here's another question. So let's suppose tomorrow that your wealthy uncle dies at 103 years of age. Now, we would be sad and mourn, of course, but the surprising component of that, he's left you with millions, Jim. So what would you do with this windfall of millions of dollars that suddenly came into your hands?
Well, I think I would primarily do similar to what I do with money now that I receive, well, now as a retiree on a pension. I'd make sure food and shelter for my family's taken care of, pay those bills. If I needed a new roof or something like that, I'd make sure that's kind of things are done at the immediate needs. Of course, I want to give to the church or other charitable Christian organizations that have special needs, and there's always plenty of those. And I think I'd want to help my kids and grandkids, and our one great-grandchild is too young to have money yet, but anyway, any needs like that. As a retiree, my wife and I are both retired, and we feel that our financial needs are normally taken care of, so something like you described would be a great windfall, so I'd want to help some other folks.
Sounds like the heart of a father, the heart of a grandfather, but a benevolent heart as well, who wants to help other people, Jim. So, Jim, let's suppose for just a second that you're sitting out on a bench and it's overlooking this beautiful scene. You're overlooking the ocean and its sunset. And Jim, you have the opportunity to have a conversation with anybody, living or dead. Who would you want to have a conversation with, Jim?
Well, I would like to have a conversation with my Well, some of my grandparents. I'll say my grandfather on my father's side. My great-grandparents came from Germany, and I never knew my great-grandparents. They were deceased before I was born, but I just never knew all the background about them. And things I think of later in life, I wish I had asked my grandparents. I'd like to have that opportunity to kind of pick their brain about things and what life was like with my great-grandparents coming to a country where they didn't know the language and how all that worked. So,
wow, the courage, the tenacity to come across an ocean with a place you don't know about that just changed the whole trajectory of your family tree. That's remarkable, Jim. All right, let's suppose for just a second your house is on fire. Tragic, hope it doesn't happen. But if it does, every living thing is out, Jim. Wife, family, pets, they're all safe. You've got the chance to run back in and grab one thing. What one thing would you scurry back in and grab?
I think in that situation, I'd go for as many family photo albums that I could carry, especially the older ones that when our kids were youngsters and things like that. I think I'd go for that.
Yeah, some of those things are just irreplaceable, aren't they? So what's the best advice you've ever received, Jim?
Well, I'd say the best advice would be take things one day at a time. Choose your battles wisely.
Yeah.
And just stick it in there. You know, some things take a while to happen, so you know, be patient.
I love that, Jim. Excellent. So live one day at a time. You got enough energy and understanding to get through today. Worry about tomorrow.
Yeah.
Be patient. Those are good elements of advice that have served you well, it looks like, Jim. All right, last question. It's been said that all great people could have their life summarized in one sentence. What one sentence would you like to describe the life of Jim Lape?
I would say a Christian man that loved and took care of his family.
Oh, that'd be a great epitaph, Jim. A Christian man who loved and took care of his family. Wow. Whitewater Life Center is doing such remarkable work with tremendous leaders just like Jim, helping out so we can accomplish our mission of helping hurting, lost, and broken people. Hey, we'll see you next time for another edition of Getting to Know Your Leaders. Have a great day now. Bye.